Where do you go when your home doesn't feel like home anymore? I used to think home was a place, a set of routines that gave life meaning. But then one day, I woke up and none of it felt like mine anymore.
I really don't think that this is how I can keep on living my life.
It didn't happen on a specific day. It wasn't dramatic. It was silent, subtle, like watching a reflection fade from a mirror. And suddenly, I was a stranger in the life I built. I felt stuck, moving but going nowhere. I had what looked like success on paper, but inside, I was quietly falling apart.
Honestly, it's just all a bit too much at the moment.
Is this how adulthood felt? Or had I taken a wrong turn somewhere?
I'm just questioning everything again. I'm super unsure, should I really do this?
So I made a choice to leave. Not for a vacation, not to find myself, but to prove that I could build a life I didn't want to escape from. I bought a one-way ticket to a completely foreign country I'd never been to. No friends, no backup plan, no certainty. Just me, and a pull in my chest that I couldn't ignore anymore.
Deep down, I know that this is the right path and that this is what I want to do.
This wasn't a new chapter. This was jumping off the page entirely.
Shit, this is amazing.
I didn't know if I'd come back the same person or if I'd come back at all.
It's such a long time. The day has finally come. Tomorrow I'm leaving. This is the moment where I realize this is actually happening. I'm moving out of Germany. I have a flight that leaves Germany, a one-way ticket.
This is the story of what happens when you risk everything to chase real freedom. Not just location or financial freedom, but freedom of mind. I grew up in Germany, but over time, it stopped feeling like a place where I could be fully myself. That shift began when I was 18 and started traveling. It wasn't just the new places, it was how people lived. More open, more expressive, more emotionally alive. I felt a kind of connection I didn't know I was missing. Each time I came back, everything felt muted. Germany began to feel emotionally closed off. Vulnerability was rare. Depth made people uncomfortable. And under the surface, there was a quiet loneliness. A culture where routine replaced aliveness and expression was filtered through logic and politeness. I felt that gap growing inside me every day. Still, my mind craved comfort. For a while, I thought that was the goal. Structure, stability, routines. And it all looked right from the outside. But slowly, that comfort turned into a cage. In Germany, everything has a system, a protocol. You're rewarded for following the rules and punished quietly for stepping outside them. I felt it everywhere. The pressure to perform, the obsession with perfection, the focus on appearance over emotion. Life felt polished but empty. Even after building a business and a so-called good life, I felt like I was chasing balance in a place that never gave me room to breathe. That disconnection didn't hit me all at once. It crept in slowly. Even before I could name it, something in me had already shifted. I thought in English, wrote in English, dreamt in English. It felt like the only language where I could express what was really going on inside. My thoughts were changing, my values, my sense of time. But around me, nothing changed. The deeper I grew into myself, the more foreign the world around me felt. Of course, I'm grateful for the life I had. Germany gave me safety, security, and opportunity. But emotionally, I was suffocating. I didn't want to keep living in a world where connection meant small talk and just masking how you feel just to fit in. People talked, but no one really connected. Everyone seemed so okay with the script they were handed. I don't say this to offend anyone. This isn't about Germany alone. Cultures like this exist all over the world. This just happens to be where I experienced it. But I couldn't fake it anymore. Inside, I had already outgrown the life I was living. My mind had moved on, but my body hadn't caught up yet. I couldn't keep molding myself to a culture that didn't reflect the person I was becoming. I kept wondering, what if I just gave it all up? Started from zero? Built something that actually fit the life I wanted? And one of these questions started to haunt me. What if I never find out who I could have been? I didn't need guarantees, I just needed to try. It was terrifying, but slowly the idea of staying became even more terrifying. Leaving Germany wasn't just about leaving a place, it was about choosing emotional honesty, aliveness and openness. It was about going where I could breathe again. I've always longed for freedom, not just to travel, not just to work online, but something deeper, something I didn't have the words for yet. There's location freedom, financial freedom, and then there's the kind that truly changes you, freedom of mind. But even that wasn't the full picture. Deep down, I was chasing something more, soul freedom, a way of living that felt fully aligned with who I was becoming. The first time I tasted it was in LA in my early 20s. Then again, during a short time living in Bali. Those places cracked something open in me. They didn't just inspire, they shattered the belief that life had to follow one specific script. I met people living differently, unapologetically, creatively, and free. And through them, I glimpsed versions of myself I didn't know existed. But every time I came back to Germany, it felt like returning to a life that no longer fit. No amount of structure or success could replace that feeling of expansion, that quiet sense of possibility. Still, I waited for the right moment, for the fear to shrink, for clarity. And slowly, I built the foundation. Remote work, disciplined health routines, emotional clarity. I started living like the person I wanted to become. The dream wasn't new, but now I was finally ready to meet it. The destination felt obvious, Thailand. But not for the beaches or party islands. I chose Chiang Mai, a quiet mountain city known for its nature, temples and stillness. I wasn't chasing paradise, I was looking for grounding, simplicity and focus. Life there is basic in the best way. You live with less, you appreciate more, and the people who choose that life inspire me. I wanted to fully immerse myself in Thai culture, train Muay Thai, reshape my body, sharpen my mind, strip life down to the essentials, to give my soul room to breathe. I think all of this was planted in my mind when I was a teenager. I remember watching Batman Begins, the first of the new Nolan Batman movies, and feeling an instant connection. There was something about how Christian Bale portrayed Bruce Wayne, the way he left the city behind, walked away from his high society life and comfort, and disappeared into the mountains of Asia to become someone new. He trained, he learned how to fight, he rebuilt himself through discipline and solitude. That idea of stepping away from the world to transform left a mark on me. I think a part of me always wanted that too. A kind of reset that requires distance, focus, and stillness. This wasn't about escaping anymore. It was about matching my outer life with the person I had become inside. Now was the time.
So, I finally made the decision to leave Germany for good. And it just feels absolutely amazing, honestly. But at the same time now, obviously, there's also fear creeping in and all of these what ifs and a lot of uncertainty regarding the future. But yeah, I'm here. I'm ready to face it. I'm just very, very positive towards all of these things. And I can't wait.
But of course, a decision alone doesn't get you out of the country. It comes with a whole list of things I need to take care of. Some are small and some are massive. But each one brings me one step closer to finally leaving Germany. So here's the plan. 4 big tasks. First, let go. I need to sell almost everything I own and detach myself emotionally from my old life here. Second, prepare. Closing down my old life and setting up the new one and dealing with a lot of paperwork. Third, commit. Finally booking the flight that sets it all in motion. And fourth, pack. Tearing down my apartment and fitting my life into a few bags. With every box I check, I move closer to a new chapter of my life. But there was one problem. I only had about a month to get all of this done. Every day mattered. Every delay pushed me closer to the edge. It wasn't just a checklist anymore. It was a race against time, and I had to move now. Step 1 wasn't pretty. I had to dismantle my life piece by piece, selling almost everything I owned.
I'm really looking forward to a more minimalist lifestyle. Getting rid of so many things feels so good. Now also realizing that it's just practically impossible to travel with a lot of things. So I really want to just boil it down to these 2 bags and that's it. I just want everything to be as insanely simple as possible, you know? Like get rid of everything I don't really need and streamline everything that I have.
Letting go sounds poetic, but in real life, it's messy. I thought detachment would feel like freedom, but at first it just felt like loss. I started removing everything that tied me to the life I built in Germany. My business, my accounts, my routines. But every time I hit cancel or packed another box, something deep inside resisted. This wasn't just about cleaning house. It was about dismantling an identity, and that's not something you do without a fight.
All of this is stuff that I'm selling at the moment. Look at my desk, like everything's just so messy. There's like so many things flying around and I don't know, it's just super exhausting. But yeah, we're getting through it. We're making some progress. Took pictures of all of these things today and now I will put them up for sale. So I just finished uploading everything I own and that I'm not going to take with me on my travels. I feel very relieved. All of this is done now and I feel way lighter because basically all of these things are already gone now out of your head, right? So the less you own in general, I always feel like the more free you are essentially. All right, on to some other tasks now. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. But I just keep focusing on the goal. Freedom is the goal, the ultimate goal, I guess. And here we go again, another day bringing some packages to the post office. I figured out that it really helps me a lot to just take things one step at a time, get something done every day, even if it's just a small thing like bringing a package to the post office. And yeah, over the course of a week or a couple of days, you make so much progress.
I even cancelled my German business by writing the final letter to the state to make it official.
It's crazy. Everything I've built over these last couple of years, I'm just ending it here.
It felt like handing in my resignation. A piece of my identity, gone. Nothing was left to tie me to my work in Germany anymore.
It is official. I just cancelled my German business. I'm feeling very free and relieved, but also, I don't know, it's just scary to give something up that you've been building for so long. This is the first thing or the first step that I've taken where there's no coming back from. Like, my business is cancelled now, I don't have a job here anymore, and nothing ties me to Germany right now.
There were nights I questioned everything. Was I making a mistake? Would I regret letting it all go?
I really feel like I don't sleep at all at the moment. I'm feeling pretty fucked up, to be honest, because as soon as I hit the pillow, my mind just keeps going and going. Super tired throughout the day. My skin has gotten really bad. Although I'm neglecting my health for sure a little bit at the moment, I know that it will be worth it in the long run. So yeah, I'm pushing through.
The sleepless nights and stress started to take their toll. But beneath all of it, I realized there was something deeper going on. It wasn't just the exhaustion, it was fear. Fear of stepping outside my comfort zone.
Honestly, with all of this like being super exciting, I have to admit that it really still scares me a lot. It probably scares me so much because my mind is noticing that I'm leaving my comfort zone and it just tries to keep me here with all of its power. But yeah, I'm here to fight it because I know there's just so much more out there. And I know that if I push through this fear, I will be rewarded 10 times.
And then there were the things that I didn't see coming. The conversations I avoided. The goodbyes that hit harder than expected.
You know, the funny thing is the more I tell people about this, the more I hear that sentence of like, yeah, we knew. It tells me that this is my true self and this is what I've always wanted. Hearing it from other sources, like from external people or some voices outside of my head, I guess. It just helps and kind of validates your points and your interests and your path and your vision and takes away more of the fear for sure. Honestly, what I feel like I should also mention in all of this is I'm definitely also going to miss Germany, right? The closer it gets that I'm leaving, the more obviously you also appreciate what you have here in Germany and how incredibly grateful I am
for having a chance to live in a country like this, which is very developed, you know, very safe. But yeah, all of this is obviously not keeping me here. First task done. One box checked, but the hardest goodbyes were still ahead. Next up was preparing, closing down my old life and setting up the new one. Nothing worked the way it was supposed to. Bureaucracy doesn't care about your dreams, it just wants the right form. I thought it would feel clean, minimalist, liberating, but it was chaotic, uncertain, and absolutely exhausting. Some days it was all too much. I questioned everything. Was this really the right move? What if I wouldn't enjoy the minimalist nomad lifestyle? And what if things go wrong?
The closer the date actually comes that I'm leaving, like right now, it's actually just about a week left here in Germany. I feel like there's like so many things that I just need to get done, and they're just tied to this deadline really. I feel really bad, and also when I'm slacking with my workouts, I feel really bad. So putting a lot of pressure on myself at the moment, just to get everything done. But yeah, I try to keep a positive spirit, keep the goal of freedom in mind, and yeah, just get my head down for this last week, push through with everything. And on top of that, kind of work some extra hours, stay up late to finish all of these tasks.
But then on other days, what if this is exactly what I've been longing for? What if it's paradise?
This looks so beautiful.
I had to give it a try. There was no other option. So I kept pushing, exhausted but focused on the goal.
This is it. This is the official document showing that I'm leaving Germany. I'm officially now emigrating. I'm officially now signed off effectively with the date of my flight. I'm no longer a citizen of Germany, and I'm finally leaving Germany for good. This feels insane. Oh my God, it's actually happening now. Wow, for so long I've been dreaming of this. Amazing. Can't put into words how I'm feeling.
Finally, the excitement started to grow. The move was no longer some distant plan, it was real. In just a week, I'd be leaving Germany and flying to Thailand. For weeks, I had been buried in paperwork and logistics. But then one day, I paused and started looking up more about Chiang Mai. And it hit me again. This was why I chose this path. For the nature, for the adventure, something I had almost forgotten.
I just watched a YouTube video about Chiang Mai and like the surroundings and the waterfalls and stuff and activities essentially that you can do. And it just made me tear up actually. It's so beautiful, holy shit. Like it's everything I wanted, like mountains, waterfalls, lush greenery. I just can't believe that this is where I'm going to live. Like I'm such a big nature lover and it's so important to me, and I really lost that over the last couple of years living here in Germany, especially since I moved to the city. And so I really can't wait.
All of this gave me the drive to move faster, more focused, to finally wrap up the last of my admin tasks. Canceling subscriptions, saying goodbye to my gym, refreshing vaccinations, health checkups. It all flew by in the blink of an eye. And just like that, another step was complete. Slowly, the weight began to lift. Next, it was time to commit and finally book that flight that would set everything in motion.
Let's do this. This is so crazy. It's just a flight, right? I've booked a million of flights before in my life, but this one definitely feels different. Departure, 24th of May is the date where I'm leaving Germany for good. This is insane. Then we select not a round trip, but one-way ticket, baby. Oh my God. Leaving at 2:45 p.m. in Frankfurt on the Saturday, and then I will be arriving at 8:45 a.m. in the morning on the Sunday in Chiang Mai with a stop in Bangkok, 13 hours in total. That definitely looks good, yeah. And your flight booking is confirmed. You're all booked. It's happening. Bro, this is the best kind of text that I could have put on screen here. Oh my God. We're flying to Thailand. Flying to Thailand. I kind of feel lighter now, but also more unsure. The mix of freedom and fear is definitely an interesting feeling, I would say. This is me choosing my life and not waiting for any permission anymore. Not from anyone else or also not from myself, right? I'm just choosing life, choosing freedom, and it feels so fucking exciting at the moment. I just can't wait for this life. I'm moving out of Germany. I'm leaving my home country. Finally. I've been waiting for this for so long. I'm leaving Germany for good. The flight is confirmed. Wow. I feel so free. This really lifted something off for me now, because now the flight is all, like confirmed and stuff like this. So there's one less item on my list, I guess. I booked a one-way ticket to Thailand. I booked a one-way ticket to Chiang Mai. I can't believe it. This is great.
Only one task left before I could finally go. Packing, tearing down my apartment, and fitting my life into just a few bags.
Yeah, I guess this is the moment where the vision really turns into reality for me. Because so far everything has been planning and setting up these things, packing some boxes here and there. But yeah, this is the first real physical step for me. Tomorrow I'm leaving, so I better get started tearing all of this down and packing my fucking bags, bro. Oh my god.
Tiny victories began stacking up. The to-do list grew lighter. A bag packed, an account closed, the flight booked, business shut down. For the first time, the dream didn't just feel imagined, it felt in motion.
Moving sucks. Good thing this is the last time I'm doing this. This is happening. What the fuck?
I was rebuilding my life on my own terms, not rooted in place, but in movement. Not bound by old systems, but aligned with a new kind of flow.
It appears like my server, which is like really important for work, obviously, does not fit into the case that I have measured for weeks and months now, which, like I said, is really important because I need to take the server with me. And today I called the airline and just wanted to, casually book my excess baggage, but turns out it's like more expensive than the flight tickets itself to just have one additional bag. So, yeah, last minute, all things seem to be not really in my favor. Yeah, but it's always like this, right? Things go wrong last minute. I just have to figure out solutions, come up with creative ideas. This is what I usually love, solving problems, right?
I kept reminding myself, this is what freedom looks like. Not perfect, not polished, but real. The last box checked, my old life was behind me, and freedom was waiting ahead. And just like that, the day had finally come.
My new life starts today. Oh my god, this is unreal.
Years of mental preparation, months of planning, weeks of selling, canceling, organizing, and saying goodbye. Everything led to this moment. I had to say goodbye to my old life in Germany, my family, my friends. As surreal as all of this entire journey had felt, this day in particular was just a blur. And just like that, I was on my way. The dream wasn't just a dream anymore, it was real.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now landed at Chiang Mai International Airport. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the aircraft comes to complete stop.
We've made it.
For the first time in my life, I was truly alone. Alone in a foreign country, far away from everything familiar. My home, my family, my comfort zone. Thailand was the first stop on this journey. Not because it's perfect, but because it mirrors the values I've been moving toward. Simplicity, stillness, presence, spirituality, and beauty. Not the kind you show off, but the kind you feel. After months of letting go, planning, and wondering if I'd actually follow through, I had arrived. Not just in a new country, but in a new rhythm, a new version of myself. It didn't feel like paradise. It felt like possibility. Everything felt unfamiliar, and yet something about it felt right. I was disoriented, but alive. Challenged, but grounded. Thailand wasn't just a destination, it was proof. Proof that I could rebuild from scratch, that I could trust myself to start again. The routines I thought I'd lose, I brought them with me, and now they're evolving with me. This isn't about escaping responsibility, it's about returning to what matters, to what's real, to what I nearly forgot I was searching for. And yes, there are still fears, still unknowns, still moments of doubts, but they don't control me anymore. Everything that used to scare me now excites me. Thailand is only the beginning, the first step on a path to somewhere I don't fully see yet, a place where my soul might finally feel at home. I don't know if I'll find it here, but I know I had to take this leap to move forward, even without all the answers. And even here, as I chase this freedom, part of my heart remains back home, with my family, the people I love, continents away. But if my story can help even one person question the systems that keep them trapped, and remind them that their freedom is worth pursuing, then maybe this journey was never only about me, because maybe the real journey is just beginning.
So, what is freedom? It's not just time or money or the ability to work from anywhere. Those things are tools, but they're not the point. True freedom is becoming someone you no longer want to escape from.
Freedom starts inside, with self-trust, with discipline, with courage, and with love. I used to think I had to get rid of fear to feel free, but now I know fear doesn't disappear. It stands at the edge of every meaningful choice. And freedom isn't about waiting for the fear to go away, it's about walking forward anyway. Just like Bruce Wayne.
I've learned that it's not the decision itself that drains you, it's avoiding it. Clarity comes the moment you move forward. Every time I told myself someday, every time I hesitated, I lost a little bit of that trust in myself. This move, this life, is how I get that trust back.
Over time, I realized something. Most people chase freedom in the form of money and time. And don't get me wrong, those are powerful. They matter, but they're just the foundation. Without an inner structure, external freedom can become a trap, a recipe for comfort, distraction, even self-destruction. The real magic happens when your inner world leads the way, when you build mental freedom, clarity, emotional stability, and peace. When you find purpose freedom, work that feels aligned, and when you reach the top, soul freedom. The kind of life that actually fulfills you. But there's a bridge you have to cross first, between the life you tolerate and the one that sets you free. It's not made of money. It's not about having the perfect plan. It's built with love, and it's guarded by fear. Fear tells you you're not ready, that you'll fail, that you need more certainty, more time, or more permission. But love tells you, start anyway. Trust yourself. Choose alignment over approval. Discipline over distraction. Courage over comfort. That's the real journey. That's the path to freedom. This wasn't about leaving a place. It was about returning to myself. And if I can cross that bridge, so can you.
The moment you start choosing love, real love for yourself, for your values, for the life you were meant to live, everything starts to change. Freedom isn't about losing yourself. It's about evolving who you are one step at a time. So, no, I'm not lucky. This didn't just happen. I've been building this life for years, and I refuse to stop waiting. I chose to believe that change was possible. And if you're watching this, feeling stuck, or feeling like your life doesn't quite fit, then hear this.
Freedom is understanding that nobody can stop you from believing. Once your mind is free, you're unstoppable. You obviously don't have to burn your whole life down, but you do have to listen to the part of you that's been whispering for something more. Start small, start scared, start messy, but start.
This is the pursuit of freedom, and it begins with you.